Like has to be like pre-law or something. I swear to God. That man can
last
his
week,
way out the paper bag.
on lap 2, backstretch, Septic's like on my booty, on my booty. I barely twitched. I had a little crack shiver on my thumb,
Crack
Hmm.
and
shiver?
I moved to the
That one.
left. I
That
moved to the left.
that doesn't sound right. Explaining it like that.
I
I had a
I
little
get that checked
crack
out.
shiver.
I'd get that checked
Like
out.
I moved to the left barely,
What
and
a thing
I
for all of
collide with
Twitch
him.
to hear.
You should have been. You should have said you were streaming. Gosh, you
Hey,
gotta
well,
let
we
me
didn't
know
know you
these
were gonna
things.
whip your crack shiver out. Hold on.
All right,
You know that
this
goes
is
both ways, pal.
pre-race interview gone wrong.
Pre-race interview.
Gone wrong. You know. But
Alright, who else
you know,
needs an invite? 2006 Honda Civic. Man, you need to get in here. I sent you an invite. There's a second one. You son of a biscuit. Hey, we got Ford in the chat. Let's go. Mr. President. No, I should actually make you an admin in.
Ford in the chat. Oh, in the Twitch chat.
Yeah,
What's up, dude?
What up, Ford?
there we go. Ford is now a mod in my Twitch chat.
Ooh.
Yeah. Anyways,
Hey,
these
thanks
are
Ford for the 2 bits.
a good play
Hey,
5.
I mean
That's
Ford.
what I'm saying.
I saw that I'm about to run. I'm about to run out
see.
on Nitro.
Cheers
You
to where the standings?
Where
can't-
it says standings.
This server, I can't navigate it. It's not idiot proof. I'm sorry. Man, I'm surprised with how much the McLaren guys show up in T2 that they're not third in the championship. I don't know how Aston
any
Martin.
of the McLarens here? Red is here.
Yeah.
Fire and Ice. He's here.
Both
tonight.
McLarens are here.
Yeah.
Both McLarens, both Saubers, both Ferraris, and then one Aston Martin.
Yeah, Fire and Ice
And both
hasn't
both Alpines.
Yeah, Fire and Ice hasn't been here that often actually.
And then, I guess FaZe Titanic, the Mercedes driver, I guess his teammate is just dead,
Who was his team? Oh, okay, I know who his teammate is. Oh, Septic's
Oh,
in
look.
the chat for some reason. Who else needs an invite?
I'm gonna have to go, piss off to the...
Yeah.
What? Oh, I'm 10th in the standings? Dang.
Yeah, you kind of suck.
Oh, but there's like a 1, 2, 3. There's a 4 people tie. That's awesome. Why is Husky Boy still in the standings? He's been gone.
Yeah. Just
Why is he still
because
in the
you're not in the,
standings?
just because you're not here doesn't mean you don't belong on the standing still. You gotta make your way, get above them.
I guess. So, you should be happy, Mr. Alpine team principal. Do you got 2 Alpines on the track today? All right.
Let's see, Nimitz, and then after that it's Once Hope. After Once
Have fun,
Hope,
baby girls.
Coob. After Coob, it's Psycho. 2006 Honda Civic has not raced this season yet, so. And then there's Squirt. I just hear Squirt singing. Singing his heart out. Oh, and there's Honda in the Twitch chat. How's it going, Honda? Yes, root for me. Yippee.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Oh, this is a fake account. Let's ban him. And let's delete this message. There we go.
Septic is
Ooh,
muted.
why is Septic still in here? Just got back from a race. Ooh, oh yeah, that's right. You do go-karting. I like how I'm like having this conversation with Honda, even though he can't hear me, since you
Right.
know there's an ad playing right now.
I too like to talk to myself.
I too like to talk to myself.
You get used to it out on the tundra and it's just you and the dogs. I got my start in racing and dog sledding, no joke.
You
Like
as a native,
like
yeah, I believe it.
the most indigenous activity you've heard today.
The most indigenous activity.
Super sacred, you know.
Invite me, Chris.
Brother
I
Eagle
thought I
used to
did
call
send you
down
an
to me.
invite.
No Xbox party, bruh.
Bruh, you. I gotta actually look. Oh, never mind. I was about to say I actually gotta look for your name on Xbox, but it was just right there. Jokes.
Darker shade of green.
Oh wait, Honda, do you have like a freaking VPN just blocking the ads? That wasn't an ad for you? Ah, okay, interesting. And ladies and gentlemen, the ad break is over, so we can play the intro. As Williams going around the outside.
Let's go fucking do it, my guy. What the fuck?
Oh my goodness. Oh my good gracious. And up there go, tires screaming towards turn one. Who will come out on top, ladies and gentlemen? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am having technical difficulties, but don't worry about that. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. 86 points to 66. 20-point gap between Squirt, the leading driver champion, and Red in the McLaren. But yet again, that's not all we have. We also have the constructors, which is actually very close. I say very close, but it's still quite a decent gap. But it doesn't matter. We are back with some more Tier 2 racing here in the Average American F1 League, Season 3, ladies and gentlemen. And we are here in Great Britain, taking the course in a wild new direction. Reversed here at Silverstone, ladies and gentlemen. Round 6. This is going to be very interesting here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, I cannot wait. As always, 3 sectors, but we need to flip those babies around. 26 laps here, ladies and gentlemen. 5.8 kilometers per lap, 2 DRS zones, and a fantastic amount of corners. 18 corners as usual here, ladies and gentlemen. But yet again, we got to flip that around in reverse. Corner 18 is now corner 1, and corner 1 is now corner 18. This is going to be phenomenal racing here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! This is epic racing. I am joined here in the commentator's booth by none other than Angry Link and, for the first time ever, LC Zen Jr., also a fellow Redskin as myself.
Thank you for that introduction.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as we always do, let's get y'all's predictions of what's going to happen.
Let's think.
Because,
I've raced Squirt. I know he's going to be contending
yes,
each time he's in a race.
but yet again, Squirt is now leading the championship. He is starting all the way in the back of the grid. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, here in Tier 2, there is no qualifying. The grid is set in the reverse order of the championship standings. So currently, Squirt is leading the championship by 20 points, making him dead last on tonight's grid.
Huh.
But
I'll go with Square if he keeps his ERS management.
I don't know. I've personally been racing with One Up too in my free time, and One Up has been making some strides on improvement.
Yeah, Once Hope has been improving. We need to move him up to tier 1.
Right.
Yeah,
And with that position there on the grid at 5th, he's really in contention for the podium this race.
that is true. He has not
Bro.
stood on the podium in his entire
Bro,
F1 career, so
please
we will
write
see
it down.
if he's able to actually be able to move on up and actually get his first podium of tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, we are joined back with 2006 Honda Civic coming back out of his long, well, his long hibernation. Last time we saw him was in Monaco, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I guess it's enough waiting. Let's get going. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in tier 2 and listening and watching, ready up! And if one of you two are able to just ping them in the Discord and say ready up, that'd be perfect too.
Well, I don't think I have access to tier 2. Is it a
just do it in race day, the race day chat.
Gotcha.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be an interesting race. 11 drivers and the Brazilian and Argentine combo in the Aston Martin is not here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We heard a lot of word being said that last race between all of those drivers wasn't exactly the cleanest, but no clips were submitted into the stewards room, so I don't know. Take it as you will. But what we do have are both Ferraris, both McLarens, and both kick salvers here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be fantastic. Hopefully they're able to compete against each other very well to make the Constructors' Championship even more exciting.
This is gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird.
Feel weird going at this in reverse?
Yeah.
Okay, why am I hearing a ton of Discord notifications?
Seems like we have a bit of a kerfuffle.
Bro, please, ready the cup. Why are we making this so difficult? Calm down, man. Squirt just having an aneurysm.
Pretty much.
Ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, since there is no since there is no qualifying, we do have, only exclusive to this tier, a formation lap, just so all the drivers are able to get some time to learn the track and get used to this new direction. Also exclusive to tier 2 is the reverse tracks. I've been trying my hardest to get a reverse track on the tier 1 calendar, but the El Presidente does not want one. So, you know, just taking a slight abuse of my power and putting them onto the tier 2 calendars. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Looking at the number 52 kick salver of Septic, our Season 1 world champion here in Tier 2, has not been having...
McLaren on a softs and a Ferrari.
There are people on soft tires? Really? Yeah,
Yeah,
two
McLaren.
people on softs with Squirt in the leading Ferrari, leading championship on hards. That's going to be very interesting. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The leading Alpine of 2006 Honda Civic coming up to the grid, finishing his formation lap. But maybe finishing it a little too quickly. Looking at the track map, still a long ways away are the two in the back. But that doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. We are finally lined up. Ooh, we are about to take a fantastic new look at the Silverstone Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. Every car lined up on the grid. Tires warm but cooling quickly. Engines roaring.
Let's go.
And they're off. Tires go screaming towards turn 1. Who will be leading the charge? Both
sick.
Squirt
Two.
and the Williams going wide, having to cut the
Look at
first
Ray.
chicane already. Not a good start to that Williams of high power. No, not high power.
Kick and Williams
of
are battling
Psycho.
out there for P2. Kick taking P2.
And ladies and gentlemen, look at that. Once Hope and Fire and Ice, the two sister drivers in their respective teams, all the way up onto the podium. But yet again, the season challenger, the drivers championship leader of Squirt in that Ferrari, all the way
He's
up to
already
P5
defeated.
already,
Oh
as
my
the
God.
Aston Martin of
Holy.
Coupe goes wide,
It's what I
very
feared. I
wide.
called it.
4 people went wide. Went off the track.
He's looking at a less than 3-second gap between him and first place. Squirt definitely has every chance. Oh,
Squirt-
push off track though. Nimitz by the McLaren Fire and Ice. Squirt's
Ooh,
gonna look and see if he can attack
Squirt
there.
going wide.
Squirt's gonna capitalize on the inside on his teammate. On the McLaren, double overtake. Can he pull it off? No, doesn't
Nope.
get it.
But he does have a better exit out of that
He
corner to get ahead of the McLaren.
Amazing
Already,
overtake work by Squirt.
already up into the podiums as his two championship rivals in this race of Red and Septic all the way down in 7th and 9th right now. Contact in the rear. Nimitz fighting with Fire and Ice, but not fighting for long as he is able to get ahead on the Hanger Straight. And ladies and gentlemen, this is actually pretty surprising. One Soap in the kick salver is actually keeping a good gap between himself and the championship leader. All he needs
He's
to
maintaining
do,
that second.
Yep. But he is using more battery than Squirt, and he is using significantly more battery than our current race leader of Honda Civic. 20% is roughly the gap between their batteries. One
3
Soap is
seconds
gonna
factor on that second sector from Once Hope.
Yep. One Soap needs to find a way to recharge his battery as what happened in the background? Fire and Ice went wide. Ooh. I wonder what happened there as Squirt already setting a faster time than our race leader and is right there on the gearbox of One Soap. One Soap trying desperately to stay within that DRS of Honda Civic to use as defense against this Ferrari. As the Ferrari's
Ferrari
already
takes-
going for a move. Getting
Inside.
ahead. Squirt, remember ladies and gentlemen, Squirt is on those hard tires and is able to just get the temperature he needs immediately.
Jesus. Lap 3 is ridiculous.
As it looks like Coupe in the Aston Martin already having to pit. Did he get damage that we didn't see?
He was taking it a little slower in the back. It was leading me to wonder if he did have damage.
As it looks like the Mercedes of Face Titanic not having a great time neither,
Oh.
sliding around.
Coupe comes out on the medium, sacrificing longevity for pace. Let's hope it pays off. Because he's going to have to make up that 38-second gap.
That is true. And it look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Our Season 1 champion of Septic hunting down his own teammate now. Might be denying his own teammate a podium here tonight as Fire Hub 2006 Honda Civic went wide. Was he bumped off track by Squirt?
He spun out. He
spun out. Oh,
No.
and contact from behind. I don't know whose fault.
Here.
Who was at fault for that incident? Honda Civic or Nimitz? Here is a good camera angle of the G-forces, of the focus you need to going through Chapel, Beckett's, and Maggots. That feels completely off, saying that corner profile like that. But that's what it is now in this reverse standings.
Ooh.
As Septic is able to overtake his teammate of OneSoap, but OneSoap is actually staying relatively close to Septic, but doesn't have the aid of DRS. Septic having about 30% more battery than Squirt ahead of him. I can feel a move from our Season 1 champion to show that he is not rusty. He just had a bad luck. That's all it was the last 2 races. Here he comes hunting down our current championship leader.
Hold on. Septic's right on him.
Let's ride along with the rear wing of Squirt as he is being hunted down by that kick salver behind him.
He has the DRS. Is he going to make the move?
But it looks like Septic is running a higher downforce setup as he's not exactly gaining on the straights, even with the aid of battery and DRS. But he is staying on to the Ferrari through these corners. Matter of fact, gains a ton of time going through Cobbs. As Septic going around the outside of Lawfield. Oh my goodness, our 2 championship protagonists going at it, but the long way around is not worth it in this reverse standings.
You can tell he wants it, and at this point, OneSoap's just trying to keep himself relevant while fending off the McLaren driver behind him.
Yes, OneSoap, if he's able to stay ahead of Red and not get any penalties, will get his first ever podium in his F1 career.
I'm
But
really
yet
rooting
again-
for the rookie here.
Oh! Matter of fact, OneSoap is our oh no! He is hit with a 10-second time penalty for speeding into the pits.
And that's going to hurt him.
That is going to be absolutely detrimental to his confidence. But yet again, we have seen wild things happen here in Tier 2 before, ladies and gentlemen. So there is a very high possibility of a safety car coming out and aiding him. But for now,
by OneSoap.
but for now, he just has to
Oh
try to be on damage control.
I'm looking at this battle between Septic and
Squirt.
Squirt.
Yep, and Squirt getting Septic getting DRS and looking down the inside this time of Lawfield and gets ahead, but goes a little wide. Squirt right there on the inside, some wheel banging, and Squirt is back ahead. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen.
Using battery to fend him off here. Playing a game of battery chicken.
As Septic actually has 3 times more battery than the leading Ferrari. But due to this battle, they're actually losing a tiny amount of time to Red in the McLaren just behind them.
Sneaking off ever so slightly.
And hold on, ladies and gentlemen, our pole sitter, or actually our, not pole sitter, but the Alpine of High Power, he did get contact early on in the race and spun out, going all the way down to last. And now look at him in that Alpine all the way up to P4. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, he was able to beat out Septic last week at the Australian Grand Prix to win the race on the final lap. So there is a very high possibility if the two ahead keep battling and he's able to overtake Red, or at least work with Red to work up to the leading two, that he could be on for his second win. As Once Hope is going for a move around the outside of Chapel on Phase Titanic and getting ahead of the Mercedes in spectacular fashion, ladies and gentlemen.
He's gonna pick up the penalty doing so.
Momentary yellow flags in Sector 2 or Sector 3 from the Alpine of Honda Civic. Red dives into the pit, so does High Power. Now Once Hope, if he's quick enough, might be able to gain positions. But back to the front, Septic on full battery compared to Squirt's 30%. Septic is going to be going for that move. As we go back, Once Hope is able to get ahead and complete the undercut on Red in the McLaren. He is back onto the podium positions. Yeah, he's onto a net podium. But yet again, that 10-second time penalty is hurting him. Here goes Septic looking behind the rear wing of Squirt in the Ferrari, who is trying desperately all he can to recharge his battery.
Oh my god.
Nimitz is looking to make a move on Once Hope. He's right on him. Looking to sneak that inside. Once Hope defends.
Yep, but they are about equal on battery. Yet again, there is Red in the McLaren just behind them. Sure, he may be on colder tires, but he could capitalize on a move. Whoa! Nimitz in the Ferrari, going for a late move down the inside and getting the overtake done on Once Hope. Wow, that is the embodiment of. Ooh, Once Hope getting a 3-second time penalty. Yep, I just saw that. He's trying to go defensive, defending against Red.
Red takes the inside. Can he hold it? Yes, he takes it. Has the battery.
Ooh, hold on, ladies and gentlemen.
Hit the dogfight.
Nimitz actually inherits the race lead. He pitted not that long ago and is actually ahead of both Septic and Squirt. Matter of fact, wait, what the heck happened? Did Septic overtake Squirt?
Drastically, it seems.
In the pits.
Squirt all the way down into 6th place from leading the race.
Septic's on fresh hards. We'll see if he can hang on to him. We saw how well he did.
Yep, he does need to bring the temperature into those hards, but it doesn't matter as he does have much more battery than the Ferrari. Septic, our Season 1 world champion, is back into leading a race for the first time since, what was round 4? No, not round 4, round 3. Imola. No. What was round 3? I'm forgetting. But it doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. The last time we saw this man leading a race was all the way back in, no, not even round 3. It was round 2. No, it... Oh my gosh, I need to... When was the last time he was leading a race? But if we look in the back, Red in the McLaren, hunting down that Ferrari in P2. Having a completely different take to the Ferrari as he swerves a little bit, making two defensive moves? Swerving on the track, that might be something to look at afterwards.
Yeah, I seen that.
Nonetheless, Red is
Or unless
able to
Unless
overtake.
he's trying to warm up his tires up.
Nimitz tires are nice and warm at this point.
And
Once up in the
is-
next couple
yeah.
laps,
One-Sub
he's
was
going to be
over.
looking to take advantage of those tires.
Yeah, he was just overtaken by High Power in the Alpine, and Squirt right there hunting down the Kick Sauber as well. Might be getting some team comms, but it doesn't matter as Squirt is going down the inside trying to recreate a move that he saw his teammate make earlier, but is left no room into the next corner. Ooh. Yet again, he wasn't technically on the inside, so he wasn't actually allowed room there, so I don't know, we'll have to see what the stewards say after the race. But it doesn't matter as he is being overtaken by Squirt. Ooh, going around the outside of Stowe. Jeez, I'm trying to remember the name. Squirt back ahead of one of the Kick Salvers, but blasted every ounce of battery he had. Now having to recharge, and there is High Power just ahead of him behind his teammate with
Nimitz has
so
been on
much
a
more
defensive
battery as
nickel.
well. Does High Power go for a move? No, he does not go for a move into Laffield. Heading into Brooks. Being hunted down by Squirt right behind him, but
Takes the
Squirt,
battery on.
again, just having no battery. But he does have the inside here. And is overtaken by Squirt. But yet again, Squirt is punishing those tires, overtaking every car he can. Nimitz moves off to the side, trying to give position, and due to that had a bad entrance and exit of turn 1, giving the position to High Power in the Alpine, and is currently under threat to One-Soap right behind him. And currently, ladies and gentlemen, Red in the McLaren P2 with a 3.3 second gap to Squirt. If Red is able to finish where he is, this will be his highest finishing position this season. As High Power is able to overtake Squirt in the Ferrari and still have 7 times more battery than the Ferrari. Well, scratch that. The Ferrari was able to recharge his battery going through Laffield and Brooks. Going into Village, High Power stays ahead. Trying to recharge his battery, but now is dealing with reduced harvesting. High Power is going to need to use one of these laps to try and desperately recharge his battery. As Fire and Ice is our second driver, fourth driver to get a track limits penalty. You know,
That thing is running with a big gap.
that is true, but with Squirt and High Power behind, there is a possibility that they may use each other to essentially create a DRS train. Oh, as Squirt goes wide out of Cobb's corner onto the grass.
Nimitz has a great exit out of pit. Able to stay in front of Fire and Ice.
Dang, I didn't even realize Nimitz pitted.
Yeah.
What is that, his
He's
second
forced
pit?
to. Nimitz was on, I think, 6 or 7 lap pole mediums at the time,
So,
which is
yeah,
what Sicko Rave is looking at. He's gonna probably have to pit soon.
those
Once
medium
up.
tires just have not been looking great at all this race, as another yellow flag in the
Mhm.
background from 2006 Honda Civic.
Fire and Ice is 7 laps on those mediums. He's definitely gonna have to pit, but with so far back, it's gonna hurt him even more.
That is true, and ladies and gentlemen, High Power has created a gap between himself and Squirt. I know we're into the final 3 races of the season, but after last week and getting the win there, and hold on, let me actually check how many points is High Power on this season. High Power is sitting at 35 points with 75 points left to play with. That is 110 points that he could gain. Yeah, there is still a chance for High Power here to come out of nowhere and win the championship. If he is able to just hunt down Red, get ahead of him, and get a phenomenal in and out lap on his second stint, on his third stint tires, and hunt down Septic ahead, leading the race, there is a high possibility that High Power might actually become another championship protagonist in this season.
With 2 races left, it's not unlikely.
Granted, Squirt
no.
is sitting at 86 points. That is a 51 point gap.
I've seen crazier things. We'd have to high podium all 3 races. One Hope is 9 laps on those hards. Losing pace ever so slightly behind Squirt. He's gonna have to pit if he wants to maintain, surely.
Well, probably on back of 2006 Honda.
However, Sicko Rave just 3 seconds behind One Hope. His 8 laps on his mediums. It leaves you to question.
Whoa, what happened there? That might be looked at.
Red trails the leader by 9 seconds. However, they do have that time
Chris,
penalty.
you seen that?
See what?
You seen the contact with Nemesis and the Alpine driver?
I thought there was contact, but the camera angle the game gave me wasn't the greatest, so if you have a good angle of it,
Right.
you can clip it and submit it into the steward's room.
I don't have access to Stewart's room.
Well, I guess just send it to me then. Oh, man. High Power, pushing on those tires earlier, has started to wear his tires out. He is not gaining on red ahead of him, but is still looking to gain another position due to that 3-second time penalty that red has on his McLaren. But the question now is, when do you pit onto your third set of tires? And if you're a high power, do you decide to pit? Or do you gamble it and stay out on those hards all the way to the end? And pray that Septic is not able to overtake you. 12-second gap between high power and Septic. If Septic pits right now, that will drop down to about a 12-second gap between high power and Septic.
Huh.
So the question is, if Septic does pit now and high power doesn't, will high power be able to keep that 12-second
There's-
gap for...
They're so spread out. There's no battles going on.
That's why we start talking about the battle of numbers here, ladies and gentlemen. High power blasting his battery down into the single digits for a moment there, trying to stay within that 3-second gap of red. And Squirt behind him with just about 10% more battery than the Alpine driver. As Septic, all the way into the lead, doesn't have to worry, just leaving his battery set to hot lap and setting it to none whenever there's a hard braking zone. He is just looking fantastic with his battery management.
Beautiful battery management.
If I was One Soap, I would pit now. Matter of fact, he is pitting now. Matter of fact, does he have a puncture? He is going so slow, trying to not get another 10-second time penalty.
He was
going
really
into the
ensuring that.
pits. He was going 34 kilometers per hour going into the pits, which is 60. Oh, what? Am I seeing that correctly? Did I just see drops of rain?
Looks like we've got rain, folks.
Oh crap, did I forget to
The
set
question
it?
is
Oh crap, I forgot to set the temperature, the weather to dry.
yet once Hope, he comes out on the inters, reads the situation
Ooh,
absolutely correctly. That's
that-
gonna pay off.
Yeah, that might be beneficial. But the question
Depending on
is,
this
did
rain-
he pit just a little too early? Septic also going into the pits. Does Red, does High Power, does Squirt go into the pits? Or do they stick it out for one more lap? High Power sticks it out for one more lap. So does Squirt. And Red is hit with a 10-second time penalty for speeding into the pits.
Ah, gonna let him die heavily.
Septic coming out onto the inters right now. The question though is, does staying out on these slick tires that that High Power and Squirt both decide to do, is it going to be worth it? Staying out on dry tires for one more lap. We will
The
see,
track
ladies and
isn't
gentlemen.
too wet yet.
11.2 seconds, 11.1 second is the gap between High Power and Septic.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Squirt has a puncture.
Squirt has a puncture, no! And with that, that might have just doomed his chances of the podium. And that is definitely gonna be a smile on Septic and Red just behind, as they in this race are his closest rivals. Matter of fact, there is Septic right there behind Squirt in the Ferrari. Squirt holding up the kick salver as best as he can, and matter of fact, that is helping out High Power. Some contact made as Squirt, due to that puncture, is not able to turn in as well. High Power now into the pits, 13 seconds. Squirt hit with the 10-second time penalty. And here comes High Power on brand new intermediate tires, being undercut by Red in the McLaren. He is going to need to push every lap now.
Why Squirt on slicks?
Squirt coming back out on mediums? What? He's going to be the only one.
That's for sure.
Matter of fact, Psycho in the Williams is still out on hard tires. And seeing how he
It has
just
to be something these drivers know that we don't.
Maybe. I mean, the game has not said that DRS is deactivated. Matter of fact, the other Alpine of Honda Civic also on slicks. Fire and Ice goes into the pits and is undercut by Coob in the Aston Martin. Ooh, it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, that gamble that High Power took earlier, both High Power and Squirt took earlier, did not pay out at all. What was once a 12-second gap is now 16 seconds. Maybe if High Power pitted on the same lap as Once Hope, a lap earlier than Squirt, this might have been a different story.
And to think we questioned the early pit.
Yep.
Oh wow, why Squirt? Oh yeah, Squirt is going in the pits.
Yep. Finding out slick tires on this track is not the way to go.
The rain is only getting heavier.
Psycho stays out though, still on those hard tires. Oh no, Squirt having to serve that 10-second time penalty. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Nope, wait, never mind. 20-point gap, that's right. I was about to say, Red might take the championship lead, but no. It's a 20-point gap, but this will definitely close the gap, as Once Hope is going to be ahead of Squirt. Some more team games going to be able to be played in this race. 5 laps to go. Will Once Hope be able to hold off and Squirt? He does have a 3-second time penalty, but as long as he's able to... Oh wait, there's a 15-second gap between Once Hope and Nimitz. Never mind. Unless Nimitz just slows down by a large ton. I don't see that changing, as Psycho might actually get a P5 finish if he just doesn't come into the pits, staying out on those hard tires. What?
Looks like what couldn't pay off for Squirt managed to pay off for Psycho.
I think we're finding out why he has that name.
Truly the Psycho. I would never take slicks in this weather.
Matter of fact, if he is able to make that happen, he will be able to yeah, he will be getting his highest finish ever in his F1 career, P5.
Hmm.
But that could be challenged by Squirt, just 3 positions down. If he's able to overtake Onso and close the gap due to that 9-second penalty that Psycho has, and Squirt's on 0, there's a very high chance that Psycho might lose that position at the end of the race. And DRS disactivated as soon as Squirt was about to overtake Onso, but it doesn't matter, he gets the move done anyways.
Wansop has had quite the roller coaster of a race, starting from pole position dang near to winding up in 9th, working his way back up to 5th, and ending back up in 7th. We'll see if he can do anything before the end of this race. We got 3-4 laps left for some of these drivers.
4 laps to go in this race.
Oh my god.
You know, I am slowly seeing this gap between Red and High Power slowly growing. There might be a chance that Red keeps this P2 position. Nimitz, no! Psycho is no longer taking the gamble and comes into the pits. Oh man, that sucks. I was really looking forward to seeing him stay out all the way to the end on these tires, but nope, it is way too wet. As Squirt! Oh my gosh, no, Psycho! If he actually stayed out, he just needed to keep a 6-second gap between himself and Squirt. Squirt getting a time penalty now. And dipping a tire onto the gravel. So there was also a chance that he might make a mistake going a little too wide and spinning out. Psycho, no! But as it stands, P7, no, due to that 9-second time penalty, he's going to be coming up behind Koob in the Aston Martin.
Coob.
High Power in P3, potentially P2, has a full battery, as Red has been pushing his battery every lap, dipping into the single digits every once in a while. High Power in these final few laps might go for a full charge to ensure a P2 finish. Matter of fact, it is looking that way already. High Power using the battery already. Closing already down to 2 seconds. Yet again, Red did have some dirty air from his backmarker teammate that he just overtook now. So there is a chance that Red is able to push more now that he's in clean air. Matter of fact, the other McLaren of Fire and Ice might be on for his first points in his Formula 1 career. As long as he doesn't DNF or get disqualified, he is on for a first ever points position. What happened to my other 2 commentators?
Oh, I'm locked in right now. I'm sorry.
I'm locked in, bruh.
Brother, I need you.
Red is going to be absolutely desperate to hope, to be praying that High Power gets a track limits penalty.
Slipping and sliding, they're already starting to show that bit of desperation.
Yep. Because right now, that gap has been sitting pretty steadily around the 10-second mark. Matter of fact, cut down by half a second already. If High Power gets that 3-second time penalty, all Red needs to do is just increase the gap by 0.6 of a second, and he will hold on to P2 at the end of this race. Matter of fact, Ren needs to recharge his battery, especially now. It's the final lap. High Power, 9.3 seconds. Currently looking like our provisional P2. But we will see what happens at the end of the race.
That's the words. Who's that up ahead? Well, that's red.
8.9, 8.8 seconds, 8.7 seconds. High Power is pushing his tires to the limit now. As Red is slipping and sliding that McLaren.
Seems as if Septic's gonna take this one.
But the question is he able to double lap Honda Civic?
That remains to be answered.
And it is a no, but it is a return to glory for the Kick-Sauber driver. His first race win ever since the season opener of Las Vegas, and a provisional P2 for Red, but he's going to lose it once High Power crosses the line. And ladies and gentlemen, after so many wins, three wins straight from Squirt, he won the mystery race. He won in Belgium. He won. No. Yeah, just two. Is either way, but after winning so much, he's now forced to cross the line in P5, ladies and gentlemen. Not just that, P5 with his first time penalties of the season. And ladies and gentlemen, here comes One Soap, P6, finishing one position down from where he started. Psycho crosses the line, P7, but he's going to lose the position to Coob by 3 seconds because of that time penalty. Septic saying running 0-0 wings. The maximum speed preset.
Good
here.
Lord.
Wow.
That brings a whole new conversation to the driving we just witnessed.
Yep. Congratulations to our Belhub Grand Prix winner of Septic, Season 1 World Champion, back onto the top step of the podium, winning it all. Fantastic racing from the one-time world champion, trying to reinstate his stance, to reignite his championship drive for a second world title.
Let me go see real quick if 06 is still in team. I'm gonna go jump into Alpine team radio. Kind of see what he thought about his first race back in a while.
26 penalty. No, 26 minutes.
Holy cow, I am looking at the incidents report. Oh my gosh! Oh my
I know.
gosh! Oh my goodness. Jeez, that is... Oh, Squirt actually had to pit earlier for a front wing, apparently. On lap 8.
Alright, I'm gonna play with my friend now.
Alright,
See ya.
see ya. Oh,
See you tomorrow.
yep, see you tomorrow in the race.
Get ready to get smashed into.
Oh, jeez. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as tradition, let's go into the race chat and get our interviews with our drivers. Septic, our season 1 world champion, and now back onto the top step of the podium. How do you feel?
It feels good to use the Chris strategy to win, I won't lie.
No wings.
I ran 0-0 wings off the start. Damn.
So you ran the maximum downforce?
Or maximum top speed.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
and then
maximum.
when I pit, I switched it to 14-0.
Ah, jeez. Well, it worked out, as you are now bringing yourself back as a phoenix, reigniting your championship fight for that second title.
My teammate's a dickhead. Genuinely. Like, actually.
He's
you know,
chill. I don't know what you're talking
No,
about.
the fuck. I know the fuck he's not, bro. He's
Bro, what do you
on and
mean?
he's going on and on about how the race doesn't start on time, and I was like, dude, you need to chill. And he fucking brings up how I got kicked out of my house. All right, fuck that guy.
What?
Huh?
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
That's personal. That's personal.
fuck that
Okay,
guy.
never
And you
mind.
know
That's
what?
valid.
And you know-
Never mind.
you
That's
know
valid.
what?
Insult.
And you know he's mad at me because I finished in front of him today. You know what? Should have raced better. Should have raced better. Huh?
Man, that was my
Could've
best
raced better.
finishing result the entire season. 8th.
So
Let's go, Psycho. I thought you finished 8th before.
It might have been 8th. I can't remember if it was 8th or 9th.
Hold up.
2008 Honda 2008 Honda Civic, dude.
2006.
That yeah. He I'm
I
gonna
was
submit the clip,
fairly
but
have gotten that.
he re-entered the track terribly. Like he
Did
bumped me on the straight.
Mm.
He when he spun out, he hit Squirt, and then his teammate was behind me, and he wouldn't get out of the way when he re-entered track, even though I was faster.
Damn. Submit it to
So-
the stewards.
Yep.
Yep.
Get the clip. Send it to the stewards.
So
Well, I clipped one thing that I will definitely, something has to happen with, because I should have clipped fucking, what was his name? Face Titanic, like, coming back on track when he nearly tried to, like, hit me.
Yeah. Pro
I
tip,
can't
just stream
remember
all the
who he
races.
hit, but I
If
do.
it's on Chris's stream, he
I'm about to start streaming these at some point.
Yeah, that's
because-
what I do.
I'm gonna have to start streaming these. at
I
some
should have
point,
clipped
too.
my fucking pit penalty. Because
My
there's no
fucking-
I don't know why
way
you didn't.
that
Oh, yeah.
I was in the green.
Dude,
I mean, I
I'm
did it
so
late.
bad.
I did it
And
late.
also- yeah, once
I'm
of I
so
saw.
bad I pitted
I was
so
watching
late.
you go
I
into
should've
your
pitted
second
the-
stop. I was like,
Psycho.
why is he going
No.
I think I should've
34
stayed out,
kilometers
honestly.
into a
Like-
60?
No, Psycho. Like it was slick, Dude, I couldn't get my freaking
couldn't-
inners
yeah.
to temp. I couldn't get my inners to like green temps.
Mine
till,
were
like,
green
the
the
last 2
whole
laps.
time.
Mine were
Well, no,
overheating.
because
Mine
were
was
overheating
mine was
because of how
frying.
soon I went
Ew.
on them.
Did I like
I'm,
land?
could've
I'm
probably-
septic.
Oh my
that makes
God.
sense for your wing setup. If you have 0 rear wing,
Fair enough.
they're just gonna
No,
be
but
slow.
mine was also frying.
No,
Mine was
my,
absolutely barbecuing alive,
Oh,
and
really?
I was on
The whole
balance.
time.
I will say
Joe,
this.
did
I
y'all
will say
love
this.
my
Did
you
I
guys
never
love
burnt up
my-
inners.
Did you guys
I was
love my
putting the
Venezuelan
holes.
Minister of Defense? You know,
No.
Venezuelan minister.
Oh,
I mean,
say this.
Fire and
it
Ice.
wasn't hard to pass you.
Fire and
I will
Ice.
say this.
You have finally gotten your first points in your Formula One career.
I got
How do you
ninth.
feel?
Remember, I got 9th. I thought I got 9th.
The stewards
That
reviewed
count.
it, and yeah, no.
Anyways, yeah, it works. Anyways, I will say this. During the entire race, I don't know why my top right tire kept overheating. It
Tell
kept
me about
going
it.
over
No.
and over.
Tell me about that shit, bro.
I'm like, why
second
is it
lap,
overheating?
at the start of the second
I
lap, I look at my
kept, like,
front
I
right.
kept
It's
destroying
on
my front right.
24. My front right, as a medium, by the way, after one
Right.
lap, was on 24.
I mean, I was
Damn.
on slick. the
Yeah,
first
dude,
lap.
no,
I was on slick.
listen,
It was
this track-
overheating.
like this track absolutely cooked the tires. Bro,
Yeah, no.
absolutely cooked.
This is my
It does.
third time ever driving on this track. Keep in mind, before this race, I put maybe 5.5 laps into this. I did terrible on all of them, and I locked in by my second pit stop, finally.
So,
I had the
Like-
pace to compete for the first time
like,
ever.
Oh, and Chris,
what you
I
Yeah.
love full wet races, or I love wet races.
About
We need
my
more
pit
wet
stop,
racing. It is my
like the
favorite.
very slow pit stop. I was also not only was trying to avoid the penalty on the second stop, but I was trying to make sure I was seeing some rain because.
So you're trying to
because-
switch your tire out? Say, oh crap! I'm seeing
Yes.
rain. Enters.
Yes, because I was running because my front right was on 97.
And
Ooh.
I was
Dude,
so
it was on
confused by
97
everyone was
before
switching to inners. I was like, this is fine. I was doing good for like 5 laps.
Yeah,
Oh,
while it
Psycho.
was
I thought
raining.
you were.
Beginning-
I thought you were about to just stay out for the rest of the race on your hards. Like,
I would have lost so many more positions than I
Ac-
did switching.
actually,
It
there
took
was
4
a
laps.
slight chance that
I
you
kept
could
doing
have
so well at the
you
start
could
of
have
the
finished
race until I
P5
got
if you
rear-ended.
stayed out.
Yeah,
doing
I
If
so
not,
well,
then
and I
P6.
got
Fine.
rear-ended.
Okay, where did I finish? Fourth,
Yeah.
fifth, fourth? I finished fourth, right?
Yeah,
I finished fourth. Yeah, you know what?
which is crazy.
What's
This
it?
is my
Whatchamacallit,
worst
2006
track,
Honda Civic
and I
didn't
did
affect
that
my result.
good in
I
the
don't think anybody has any complaints for me. I'm not even gonna submit anything. Fourth. That's my best finish so far. No,
I gotta
yes, it
check
is.
No,
that.
Yeah.
you
I got my
I
best
thought you
finish in
finished
8th.
third at Imola.
I was
though.
very happy.
No, I had a
Mystery race.
penalty. I had a penalty.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, I thought you had less of a
Yeah.
penalty, so I was like, okay, I thought you dropped down to third, but no. And there was a
No, I
late
wasn't
safety
even-
for that race too.
I will
I
say
was.
this.
I finished fourth. No, I finished fifth at Imola. I finished fifth because of penalties.
Uh,
Hey,
Chris, is
I
this
only
my
got one
first,
penalty. I only got one penalty
first
this
pole?
week.
I got so many. Oh my god.
I will say this.
I know.
I got 9
appreciate
seconds
doing
in
that.
track limits because I
During
kept
the-
going wide on one of the turns.
I will say this during the start of the race, I was doing well until I got reared ended. Coming back
Yeah,
towards
that was-
the,
You
That
are
was
always
my
getting
fault.
rear-ended, gang.
Who-
You are always
It's
getting
always
rear-ended.
me. I don't know what it is, dude.
Dude,
The front of my Williams
fire.
is magnetically
Fire.
attracted to the back
Fire.
of
I'm not
Fire
gonna
Ice.
lie. I'm not
I
gonna
didn't
lie,
have much of a
Fire.
choice.
You have got to get out of the way sometimes.
I know. but
You
at this
have
pace,
You have
I'm
to
not-
go-
That
You
time was
gotta
my
get
fault 'cause
out of
I
the
do
way.
late break sometimes. Not
You
sometimes.
sent-
I always
you
late
sent
break,
all
and
of
I
us-
sent it into the back of him.
You sent all of us into the grass because we're trying to get past you.
Chris,
Right.
we have a rule about braking on straightaways or corners that are flat.
I
I
mean,
didn't
know. It wasn't very-
It wasn't a
it
on
wasn't-
straights,
corner.
yeah,
It was
I
one
didn't
of the
know it was
last
flat.
ones.
that's
On-
definitely a
well,
penalty.
listen,
but
like,
if you're
we
breaking
caught up
into
to-
like high speed corners, depending on your setup or experience, braking
Chris.
might have to be.
Chris,
Again,
going
Septic,
into
Septic,
Beckett's,
you're the
going
only- you're
into
the only
Beckett's
fucking
off the
world
straightaway.
champion in this. You're the only world champion in this VC. All right, and you're the only
Nimitz?
one that has the setups to do this.
Nimitz,
All right,
Nimitz.
trust.
I was behind
it-
Koob, and he broke going into Maggots and Beckett's off the straightaway.
Ooh.
Mac is
Okay.
second.
I mean, like everybody
You mean
told me
Chapel?
last week. Like a
Chapel,
wise
sorry.
shithead told me last week. If you got a problem with it, put it into the steward's room.
Yeah. No,
Wait,
I
hold
think
on,
I'd just
you
been
dissing
regular.
me?
If this was regular Silverstone, I could have done
No.
so fucking good.
No,
I
I
love
was talking about
Silverstone.
what's his face, the reserve for Sauber last week.
Oh, not elite.
Yeah, elite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, good race.
That was a great
This
race.
race,
I had a great
this race
time.
was
Honestly, it was.
enjoyable.
Once up,
Dude, the rain was edging us.
Not my cup of
Once
tea.
up, you were doing so good. I thought you were about to get your first podium in your
Oh.
career.
What really screwed me over was the penalty, and the rain was edging me for like 7 laps.
You should have served it. You should have served it.
What, my
Or did you
penalty? I
serve
did.
it?
He
I
did
did.
serve
I
his
Oh,
took
yeah,
the
because
top.
you pitted. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I should have pitted earlier. That final pit stop, I got it frame perfect with the speed limit.
Bro, I was going
Like-
I was going about 5 laps over, like my front right was like at 80 and I was trying to keep it down for like 5 laps because I was wondering if there was going to be fucking rain or not, because every time I would go on a weather report, Mark would just say 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, a few more laps. No, I want it now. Fuck.
Yeah, dude, I
Yeah,
love
no,
that racing.
See, I knew it was coming, and like, I'd say I'm a pretty good driver in the wet. I think I picked it up. I was flying when I stopped for those hards. I was flying. Like, I bring
Oh,
this up
Psycho.
every week. I'm like that guy who is in the freaking Civic, and he's banging gears, dude. I was flying.
Septic,
So-
High Power,
Oh
the
my
one that
God.
finished right behind you in P2, at least in result after
Someone-
penalties.
Someone
was
get
saying
that
that he
man
was
a
thinking about
full-time
0-0 wings as well.
Someone get high
But he
power.
decided
a full-time
against
seat.
it.
That guy deserves one.
Yeah.
Give him a tier 1 seat at this point. He could skip.
Yeah,
He could
fuck
skip
him,
the
I'm a
season.
Psycho.
That guy won his debut, then the race after, then got second.
So
Yeah, High
So-
Power's a good.
Psycho. What was I gonna say?
Yeah.
FaZe, did he try and hit you on like lap 2? Was it like the beginning of the race?
I think it was somewhat near the beginning because I remember he got spun out or something and then tried to come back on track. I don't know what was going on with him. I don't know
See,
what's
Brian-
happening with him.
I think
W pick.
I might have found the
Put
clip.
this on the schedule again next year.
No,
I'm not gonna
no.
lie.
I
No,
already
no.
have
No.
I already have the schedule for next
Dang it.
season.
Can we know?
Set.
Can you leak it to us?
No.
Not yet.
Damn.
Not even
Come on,
I already tried. Gang, I already tried. I tried paying him off and
Yeah, yeah.
everything. He's not
I
gonna
really,
fall for it.
I really would like to see Coda on the schedule next season.
No. No.
Coda,
Septic,
I
why
wanna
you
see what
saying no?
Coda's
You're
no,
not
like.
even gonna be in tier 2 next season.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we come
I
to
just
the
wanna- I
ending
just wanna
part of
tweet.
our broadcast. And as tradition, we get final words from all of our drivers. Starting at the top with Fire and Ice.
Oh shit. It was an inside job.
All right,
Which one?
Coob.
P7, good finish for me, and ready to be on a team next year.
All right, Nimitz.
Man, great race. I think, yeah, that was a great race. Amazing.
Once Hope.
It was a really great race. I am happy with my 6th place position, along with Septic's 1st place. We beat the Ferraris, and that's all that matters. I enjoyed it. And yeah, next race.
All right, Septic, our race winner.
Chris, you know what that was?
Simply.
Simply
gay.
lovely.
Oh, okay.
All
And
right, all
Psycho.
right, all right.
I don't know, good race. I love wet racing. It's the most fun thing ever.
Brings out the real skill.
I know. I'm good at it. Like I said, I'm like Lance Stroll. I'm terrible in the dry. Get me in wet
No,
racing.
Lance Stroll's just bad. Lance
Good
Stroll's
job.
just
He's
bad.
good in the wet, man.
No, he's not.
Give him a little bit
He's
of credit.
sometimes.
No, I'm
He's good
giving
in the
him.
wet.
I'm giving him no credit. Although I know
He's
he
still a
like.
window licker, but he's a bit
His
better.
dad-
than a window
Damn.
licker.
Is that a
Lance
is that a
Stroll
ro-
is
hey,
fast
is that a
sometimes.
rocket-powered Mohawk
Jeez.
reference?
Yes.
Yeah. Like Lance Stroll's dad is just
Hold on,
forcing him to do
Nimitz,
something he doesn't want to do.
hold on. Before you say something that gets me banned on Twitch. Ladies and gentlemen, join us again next week for round 7. We are down to our final 2 races of the season. 50 points are left to play in the drivers and 86 points left in the constructors. Next week is Canada. So Hope, you better do good.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
And ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
do come back and join us tomorrow for Tier 1 racing. Thank
Let
you,
me out the
and have a
basement,
good rest
Chris.
of your evening.
Chris.
Tomorrow